it's going to be a banger matchup. We have aimers. You've heard it all before. It's time to see it in action. Refresh, taking early contact towards ramp, wants to drop the counter smoke in, gives himself a bit of space towards jungle. That hasn't stopped Zypher from picking up the first headshot towards CT. D&E still trying to make progress towards A, and Scenario will be able to slice out that CT hold. It's Zypher that goes for 1-for-1. For Stare, he's got ideas of his own. Lawnix jumping in towards Sandwich, and it's all kicking off. Bomb dropped as well. A second fight for Lawnix, and a second headshot found, and it's all on Rigon. 1v3.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. He's got a mammoth task, but here's the first. Refreshal Fall. Info game with a bomb dropped. 1 minute on the clock to work with. 2 players to fire, and Slacks can tuck himself away. Long 3 peaks. He makes it a 3-piece. It's a stunning start by Sprout.
Flashes, for example, or you know, scenarios with Rick with a smoke. They go for 2 force buys, and that's why. Because they've got aim, and they hit heads.
Already so aggressive, and it's worked so nicely until today.
Slacks has gone Stare a second, and just like that, Bad News Eagles put Lawnix in the 1v4. Chance it seems. Lawnix now just going to try and hunt as best as he can to find a couple of these kills, but more importantly, hold on to that M4. Rigon's really slipped the net completely. Lawnix does hit the headshot, but at the cost of 90 points of health. Scenari and GXX will go hunting. That MP9 taken down, but Scenari, he'll find the last, and that's a B&E response. All players having their heavy Kevlar as a minimum. Definitely could be looking good. It's Rigon to open things up out towards A, though. B&E just going for the simple A execute. Smoke jungle, smoke stairs. Don't cover CT off, and that gives Zypher a chance. He rattles the head of Synopsis for a second as well. One flat throw. That is a brilliant shot. Lawnix dropping in towards Sandwich, finding GXX mid-air. But eventually it's Scenario to take him out of the round. A great shot from Flax. That Deagle still rattling heads. And not staring the 1v2, and it's doable. Last player low, but he's tagged up himself. Taking the fight, switches out to the sidearm, realizing low ammunition in the primary. So now he has to let go of the shift key and take a fight. One Flatro wants to take it as well. 4 points of health. Flashbang tucked in, trying to give him a bit of space. All he's got to do is hit the head, and he does indeed find the kill. It's not quite the headshot.
He doesn't miss.
Done. Ace towards under. Zyphon half health. One Flatro not paying attention to jungle. That'll get him taken down. Zyphon for his second in the round. Synopsy and GXX against 4, and so the response is heard. Guns, you get the rebuy. More importantly, Sprout get their second.
Yeah.
Here coming from. It's one person in jungle. They don't know that this is going to be an A-play. Refresh is going to try and battle his way out, finds himself a first. A dink to Scenari, but he does stay alive. 46 points of health, and that leaves the burden on Zyphon, HE, and Molly. Dodging them both on the arm of GXX, maybe. He's just going to try and play a bit of contact. The AWP HP set to minimal. Scenari's got his head ripped off his shoulders, and Lawnix now left to save.
Either though for B&E, a similar thing for them where their economy is still in a little bit of a rough space. Much work as well. It's just 1 AK. They don't mind leaving it across. Yeah. It will still be a sort of a hero-ish buy. I mean, they can force around it, but it's going to be a little bit kind of all over the place. Hence what we do see. Deagle picked up by Stare, but they're supporting it.
Sure, they know that he could be an underpass, but you would never expect him to be up close like this. Synopsy seems to have a rough idea, and the 1-for-1 trade is out. But more integrity, that's enough at level. Rigon going to find some space towards A, and now it's about drawing Sprout back across. He wants to sell the fake. Unfortunately, not sold enough for Slack. He's able to pick apart the rotate. One flat throw. What a shot.
What a response as well as the Zyphon in a really, really tough spot. It does bench damage dealt. Flash will catch him on the other side, forcing him over to his door and pushing him to the smoke. It's so aggro, but it might buy him a little bit of space, and it does. He's out on towards sight.
This is brilliant. GXX with a missed shot. Now he knows where both players are. Zyphon with the first. Headshot angle. GXX will find it. Locked in at least. The flash is catching Slack off guard, and the spam from Palace. Zyphon positioned himself to perfection. Brilliant response from Rigon, but you're never expecting the double stack here. Synopsy won't check it. Rigon's already turned his head away from it, and so despite the AWP being positioned on site, he's going to now have a lot of work to do. Nice shot at least from Synopsy to find one. All 3 players towards CT, edging on out. Slacks has got the angle covered off and flee, and the fun's starting to run out for that T side.
Yeah, we're starting to kind of see what Sprout can bring to the table, and that's much better in terms of it's not expensive as well. When we've seen Sprout find success a couple of times, it's been pretty expensive, right? So
here in the steps, gets the kill. 3v3, 25 seconds. That bomb has no time to rotate. It's going to have to be a Lawnix show on the back of the B site. Jumping around the corner. I think he did spot the AWP of GXX. He doesn't expect him to have jumped down and into the jaws of the big green. He falls. Zyphon and Slacks now left in the clutch. 2 versus 3 on the opposite side of the map. One Flatro is going to be saying hello to Slacks, I feel like, in just a second here. Tries to make its way back. And it does indeed find the kill. Maybe he knew all along.
On the other side, that we are seeing now a similar scenario and story we were talking about earlier.
Aggressive Zyphon. 5-on-4 once again established in favour of the Albanian side. Refresh has to walk forward, wanders into the AWP of GXX. Another smoke towards middle. Lawnix is going to be caught intermittent between those smokes. One Flatro has a dead white, sees the light go, stares at least, he's going to get an upgrade on his FAMAS to an AK, but it's still a 4v2. Bad on the B side under hostage.
Stare as well. Getting spotted out, 20 points of HP. The flash will catch him too. In towards window, Rigon closing him down in a matter of seconds. And for Slacks, saving here is going to be difficult. They're going hunting. They want him to drop that AWP.
I don't blame them, to be quite honest with you. It would be a massive blow financially if they can't keep the AWP in play. Slacks with a second, GXX all baited. Jumps back across. It's a game of trickery that Slacks will win. Sceneri getting legged up as well. All of the kills for Slacks. So B&E are going to be taking the fight. They're going to want blood in the beginning of this one. Lawnix will draw it from Sceneri, though, to start things off. Flashbang chucked in behind him, trying to give him a bit of space. One Flatro, the other map 10, is to 11 points in health. Snare will finish the job he started moments ago. GXX, in response, will find Ron. Rigon and Synopsy both with kills. USP will find another. And Zyphon catching the A flank, meaning it's Rigon in a 1 versus 2, but he knows where Snare is. And the other players out towards A. Rigon giving his first 1v1. And he'll be the victor against Stairs. Zyphon, though, really well played from Rigon. He's let Zyphon clear of the angles. He's going to hear the noise. It's a tap from Zyphon. It's a molly thrown, so he knows he's not on it. It's a second tap for Rigon to come from underneath. A 1 versus 2 for the Swissman.
Stood up head glitch angle over towards short. Nothing to be spotted. Jumping in towards mid. He's met by Rigon. And he doubles down on towards Slacks too.
Nearly finds a third of refresh. Whiskers away from losing his life to the headshot. The exception finds there eventually. One Flatro, he's going to get the jump scare of his life as Refresh runs through the smoke, but it all means nothing. Heroics aren't going to be enough to win him this round. Zyphon might have been spotted by Rigon. Unfortunately, it's vice versa. Denied of the 4K. That's still a pretty good job from this T side. R starting to lose grip maybe a little bit. Bomb's already well over halfway ticked though. For that, we can only applaud the efforts given for Zyphon. But Rigon with 3 takes a bit of damage, but it was safety in the molly more integrally. Rigon is going to find the first. Lawnix and Zyphon both with kills. Synopsy and GXX in 8-4, and the first shot does connect. And GXX has got a bit of work to do from Palace with the AWP, and he's thinking otherwise. He wants to take a bit of a different angle, and so backs up towards T-spawn, and he'll head back in towards ramp. Synopsy still from Connector, still kicking with the AK.
And Scout, AK-47 in play, and it doesn't matter. Launch with the Scout. GXX, doesn't matter what the kid uses, he makes it work. As Sprout net themselves a 4th. There's been not too many positives from them in towards this first half. Well, that's a cracking round to convert, and one of which could turn the tides in terms of momentum.
The weapons for Bad News Eagles on great. It certainly doesn't need that play. Zyphon caught out. Rigon can't find the transfer, and that gives Zyphon a second. Any more with the AK, switches to the Deagle. Head still could be rolling. GXX next in line for Zyphon. He's giving out 3 haircuts towards A. It's 3 headshots in the round, and more integrally, a 5th on the board for Sprout. They make things work towards the latter part of the first half, and Bad News Eagles have to stick for 10, but a brilliant job from them on that T side anyways.
Need to work with.
Okay. There we go, Sprout. A bit of flair to their T side. Big.
Oh, wow.
3, and no response from Bad News Eagles. Make it 4. Lawnix's hat trick. It's Lawnix's round, it's his domain. A Synopsy left 1v5, spamming away, spins back around, and it's just not meant to be. Stair will close the show, and that's a 6th on the board for Sprout. What a way to start their T side. No need to take the extra risk and the extra gamble. Sceneri certainly will roll the dice towards ramp though. He's rewarded with what he needs. Synopsy going to be dropped on short, but still that man advantage in favour of Bad News Eagles. Rigon goes lurking towards short late in the round. That puts Sprout down to 3 fractures. Hornets, which one gets caught off by Juan Flatro. Information on the second. It's now a 1v4 for the young gun. 18 kills already, needs to make it 21 if he wants to see Sprout to an 8. And unfortunately, Bad News Eagles will put all the ones on the board first in the round, but it's 11 to their name.
In a similar fashion to what we saw on the C side as well from B&E, when it comes to full buys, they're just that kind of bar, and that's what's becoming so costly over towards Sprout. They're inconsistent on the full buys, where for B&E, they're very good in terms of on a pretty level-headed manner, right? They're
blind. No one's checking the end of apartments. Siphon doesn't give it a look, and it's a first kill, a second kill for Rigon, and that brings life back into this round as GXX takes it. It's Lornix that's dropped to the big green, but an M4 and an AK in the pockets of Sprout definitely could cause some issues. Scenari tagged up, 68 points of health. Stare timing not on his side today, and that leaves another 1vx scenario. This time it's Refresh in the 1v3.
tough. Tier 1 experience, ex-heroic man, now IGL, a lot to do. Swinging for the first, he'll find it. GXX to 4, but he's shredded instantly. Juan Flatro keeps things ticking across for B&E.
Stare. Pass! Not going to be caught off. Instead, Scenari looking to pick up the pieces. Goes to the spam, finds himself one. Has to back away and reload his M4 in the meantime. Lornix catching Rigon. And Scenari will eventually drop Zyphon, but it's still a 2v3. Originally a 2v4. Scenari finding a lot of damage and a kill. Evil drawn. I mean, that is...
Imagine.
that is the AWP being very audacious. Forward smoke in on sight, and that blocks all vision. And Refresh given a pocket of fresh air to work with. He dances back and forth between the site. Bad News Eagles, they go tapping, spam through the smoke. They now know GXX through it. Scenari with another, but the molly will deny. Is there enough time? Absolutely not. Wave goodbye at 14. Sprout with 8 points of health to spare. Or GXX picking up another. 4 versus 2 scenario from bad to worse now for Sprout. And I don't think this is going to be looking good. Sprout just going to be living on a bit of copium for the rest of Mirage, because ultimately Bad News Eagles are just the step ahead.
Running against B&E, I would go as far away from Puggy maps as possible, and that's why I'm not really too surprised, all things considered. Rigon finally open, long to fall, looking for another, and he'll find it. Can't quite make it a third, but he's done his job.
Spam coming out, Synopsy trying to create some space with the M4, needs to keep the distance compared to these pistols.
No.
360, oh, Synopsy, brilliant. Just hitting trick shots, sign him up for FaZe Clan, baby. Window angle, Juan Flatro's got to be careful for above him. Starts to fade, he's likely to be taken. Stare, he's going to be held down, first kill, second kill for Juan Flatro. You wanted them to keep it. It's Juan Flatro to take it as he finds himself a third. Denied of a fourth as Lornix comes through jungle swinging. But it's just himself and Zyphon in the 2v3 to keep Sprout alive, to keep Sprout kicking. It's Synopsy with one, and it might just be Scenari the other, but Zyphon keeps it mollied off. But the bomb drop towards middle gives only one exit to this round. Rigon has a first attempt with the AWP, going for jump shots, going for no scopes, and it gives Zyphon a chance to close the gap. But time is the issue, and Scenari jumping for joy in his gun sent to the sky because he knows Bad News Eagles take 16.
What a game. What a map. That is 16-8. I mean, nothing short of spectacular from B&E.
Good for Bad News Eagles. Smokes are dropping in. Juan Flatro going for a bit of a wild spam through the smokes. It'll boost over the top as well. That helping hand. They're going to try and punch in the digits. The bomb plant coming out, and I don't think it's actually been heard over the spam of the USPs. So let's give some chance back to Sprout here. Synopsy. Beautiful. Tucked in. Jump spot. Oh, we'll give him up those facts. No, Zyphon with 2. GXX and Synopsy. Refresh still kicking. Is now all on Stare. The burden is on the young gun. 40 points of health. GXX as well, slightly tagged, but not as low as his enemy. And he does find the headshot. And he has the time to get the defuse. It's the pistol round going to Bad News Eagles. Engagement. Juan Flatro in the meantime seems to have navigated past the rifleman. A dink. Not enough to kill. Lornix 2 points of health. Nade dropped in, actually Stare out, but instead it's Slack's tag. Zyphon eats a bit of the shrapnel as well. A 2v5. This isn't the most winnable of scenarios here for Sprout. They've got to be careful. That's the first headshot found. It's a Scenari 1v4. 2 players low HP. Now he's going to give him a chance in this one, but taking a long-range engagement, MP9 against AK, it's the sight. Now I'm guessing Aaron's just going to go save it. He's even M4 on AK, but probably save the rifle for the rest of the team. Run it in, see what happens, because stuff like that can happen. Synopsy, second headshot.
Well, he's making something of this, swinging in as well. Zypher will take a little bit of damage. It's a 1-for-1 trade off the back of Scenery, though. Still, there's space and time for them to work on a retake here. Numbers looking very favourable, but not much longer. Is Refresh going to find one more? Looking to make it a second to bring it back to a 2 versus 2. And Slacks is exactly that.
Bomb ticking. Way too far gone to get the defuse. 3 kills is massive, considering it was an eco, though, from Bad News Eagles. GXX running away, not even to keep the deagle right. It's just sweet to give any extra cash to the T side. A little bit more. Bomb dropped in the open. Slacks trades, but Scenari still got something to say about it. Spam through the smoke as well, doing pretty good damage. Slacks trying to punch him in his attitude. Finding the short refresh. He's going to find GXX and one Flatro. Scenari next in the guillotine, maybe. Low HP for both parties. Scenari goes wandering over the top, a headshot. Now has to back away and gets a new magazine. Thrown into his A1S, looking over the top, headshot found. Refresh with all 3. Make up for earlier errors, though. Only a third of the way there, really, Sprout. So, a lot of time. Scenari turns it back to middle because Rigon's found the opening kill elsewhere, thinking maybe this is going to be some form of B play. He'd be correct in assuming so. Spot 1 in middle. The bait and switch works quite nicely. They have the slight control, but it's at the cost of another terrorist name as they'd like. Scenari jumps into the jaws of Lornix, so numbers looking a little more appropriate for Sprout now in the post plant.
Fine turn rounds back in their favour, especially when they have the man advantage. This is another prime example. Slack's going to find one Flatro, and he could even double it down on towards Rigon. He's posted up. It's a messy couple of sprays coming through. They're just trying to find damage with the smokes, but Slack is stepping up. He's looking for the third as well. It's very dicey on live stage, but he won't be finding it. And somehow Refresh makes it 2.
What was that refresh? Sprout with a weakened sight. They look towards B. Lornix making the movement. You expect him to be up close. One Flatro certainly does. And he'll punish the young gun accordingly. Sprout back down to 3. Surely this is going to be a second on the board for Bad News Eagles now.
You'd hope so, right? I mean, this is another prime example, but as we've mentioned 3 times already, and I guess you can even technically count a 4th in which they've lost from a man advantage. I'm not going to be too secure with them just yet, because Zyphon's going to bring the numbers level.
But I think this is going to have to be all the fights taken. And some work done. One Flatro tags up, finds the first, looking for a second. Slacks has got him zoned in on with the big green. 25 seconds, the bomb possible. 8 seconds left. The bomb does eventually go down. Baits out the shot. Scenari, his position compromised, goes running up top, finds the kill. Now Zyphon left in the clutch. 1v2. Bomb tapped Zyphon with the first. Scenari, no kit, so it has to be a 10-second stick. Zyphon makes noise, and he's not going to re-peek. He thinks he's off it. Scenari keeps holding, and that will be a second on the board for Bad News Eagles. A 10-second hold, unconventional. After the first 5, Zyphon thinks it's all good, and wow, that round gets close towards the end there with a kill.
A pretty dark situation for them so far. They need to use this as a catalyst. The momentum in there it is. Scenari to find yet one more, but Stare insta-trade onto a Synopsy.
Up lane, Rigon shifting back, knife out. Not expecting Stare to draw the gunfight on sight. And now Sprout rewarded with another advantage. And sure, payment sort of ran out in the previous round in that clutch scenario. Stare this time resurfaced the Sprout pass to an 8th. And for that, they're given 3 kills to that certain individual. And crucially, tallies up to an 8th on the board. And Sprout making light work of map 2. Beginning parts, GXX.
Exactly what they've done. Up to 8, guarantee a lead at the half. And the way Sprout are playing, they're looking already like they're setting themselves up for that double-digit mark.
You know, don't want to say I don't believe in B&E. 2-1, the reverse sweep. It's never unlikely. Slacks finds GXX to open things up, so already the AWP on the CT side eradicated. Stare makes it look so easy on ramp. Rigon as well, of all players to be hitting with that. Brilliantly taken care of.
Oh, it's messy. Very messy there. Stay to fall, refresh on to back though, and it keeps that man advantage so comfortably in favor, and they can cross over towards the B side. The wrap coming through, Zyphin can park up as well, deny that rotation. One flat show, this is going to be difficult, but he gets a bit of timing, and he finds one more, and then A could do some serious problems. From B&E hasn't affected Sprout by any means. I mean, this has really been a nearly perfect performance. The pistol doesn't go their way.
Map 2 win, this convincingly at least. GXX, they'll try and shut me up a little bit here. First kill going their way. Slacks with a decent response though, and ultimately a 4v4 to settle down. And in fact, from the man up to the man down, Bad News Eagles have been torn apart here on. It has to be a committal towards B. That bomb has no opportunity of making it back towards A in time. And so Stare is simply here to cause a ruckus. He does so. Sceneri, he's the last man left, but he stays on jump up. He holds his nerve. He thinks it's a B play. He'd be correct in the gamble, Sceneri. All players found. The B side left open. Stare nowhere to be seen because he's on the other side of the map. And that is a gamble that they were willing to take, but a gamble that does not pay off. Bad News Eagles.
A long time to get where we are now of B&E back to their winning ways. Hopefully as well, kind of the start of something, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's still a 7-round deficit for B&E to try and clamber back, and that is just to tie the game up. And then I can't see it happening just yet. I'll have to wait and see. In towards mid, Slacks punishes one, flashes over extension, and he goes down. It takes that man advantage. Early doors in favor of the T side, and they're going to double it down over towards ramp. Hit the hands of Stare.
All over it. Rig on GXX Scenari left to try and piece together a 4th round for Bad News Eagles. Slacks won't let it happen. Lucky. Do you know what though? I think we've all been there, so I will reason with a little bit. That was yesterday, you know.
I think that sort of sums up their performance here, though, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
It's
heads. Going to tails. Bad News Eagles doubling down upon their actions, seems to be fighting back against them. At least they do find themselves level here in the 4 versus 4. Regon playing sandbag. I think he checked it. Yeah, you bait Synopsy. Is he going to check behind him? Oh my god, look. Turn around, Regon. Turn around. Oh, snap. There's 2 people here, and he's got them both dead to right.
Ow.
Brilliant job from Regon. I don't know how Stare didn't see him, though. Quite honestly, no clue how he didn't see him.
How has that even happened? How has that possibly happened? But, well, for now, of course, that has left it down to 2 versus 3. Made that a 2 versus 2. Refresh, holding the spray. Not going to find too much for now as Scenario trade.
Mate, what a crazy round of CS. Regon might have just bought themselves a 4. Time continuing to expire, forcing Slacks into the open, and that is going to be a 4th on the board.
And being super fast-paced. Now, of course, there's a question of can they smoke towards mid? And Henry already opened over towards B.
Zyphin going to close the gap. USP winning the first engagement. Great shot from Lornex. And a trade is looking valuable right now. Juan Flatro and GXX both with kills. It does go back and forth a little bit. A dink out. Slacks is low. Refresh still trying to take the fight. GXX in the meantime going to punch in the digits and get the bomb down. Synopsy to try and further that as well. 2v2. HP falling in favor of the T side. Certainly does look to be that way with the bomb tipping away as well. Slacks low HP, and GXX will have to say in the last. Synopsy.
Brew test, and already goes so aggressive. Long swinging in, and it's messy, and he gets punished.
Sprout down to 4. That's the exact start the Bad News Eagles needed. Make it 3, because Scenari's found refresh. Zyphin good for 1, but a trade leaves Synopsy with an extra kill to his tally. Stare and Slacks left in the 2v4. The 2 S's probably stand for a save round.
Oh, it has to be the early save call coming in because it's so risky to try and make anything happen in that 2 versus 4.
More progressive. Lornex, brilliant job. We'll find the first. Looking for more. Zyphin a second. That's more like it for Sprout. They get numbers and they keep them. Lornex a third. Bad News Eagles down to 2.
Launching back as well, though. Oh, running out and towards that site like that. I mean, that is really risky from Synopsy. To even find any space would have been a big ask. It's now left GXX all alone. 1v4. Sprout, the answer back has been pretty good. He's surely been held as well. Will find himself 1. So at the very least, it's making it a little bit more expensive. But
Nade. Synopsy low. Flashbang will finish the job, basically. Stare wanders in, gets the kill, moves away. 5v4.
better, much better. Back coming as well. I'm not going to find too much. Sex, I'm asking, no stare.
again for Bad News Eagles, despite such a good start. It also he's thrown away there. He'll pick up one. GXX gets a no-scope in response. Slacks will find a trade. Mary now left in the clutch 1 versus 4. Out. Let's go big or go home in round 21. Refresh would have been spotted. Tech9 to close the gap. Scenari to open up the kill feed in 21. Looking for a second as well. The drive-by works so well. They know there's a second player in on B. So now, maybe a little bit of an argument. Do we want to go A or do we want to go towards B?
The definite is the right call as well. Now they're going to go try and hunting for it. Slacks will pick off Rigon. It is just a deagle. The second time I'm asking one. Flatro trade. No AWP in the hands of Sprout means it's much better.
And he's able to slip the net and move away, but he doesn't fall back. He just re-aggresses and Rigon caught off guard.
Very important for Slacks here to keep things favourable with an Opsy low HP trade on the left, and GXX keeps things level.
Because Refresh is knife out, holding the flank. Scenario though, also holding for the flank. And the Spidey senses tingle. And I feel like that's a one-way ticket to a 9th for B&E now.
I feel like it is. I mean, as things stand, right? 1 versus 3 for Zyphon, this would require something. I mean, textbook from him, and a fact that he's tagged down as well might see things out. GXX wants nothing to do with it. Oh, that's really, really nicely played. Of course, up to 9, as you mentioned, B&E are starting to get those cogs going. They're still hunting for that 2-0 in the series, and of course, 3-0 in Swiss overall.
Now they can be themselves, as you said, right? The B&E we know and love is fast-paced, in-your-face Counter-Strike. For Slacks and Lornex, they certainly are getting in your face. Deagle's finding kills.
Well, this could get dicey.
They're going to go for the push, and Synopsy gets deleted. Deagle finds the first. Transfer from Scenari isn't enough, and you're now trying to chime in. GXX needs to find the rest. First found, able to transition out to the rifle as well. AK in his pocket, Lornex up close, red into. Does he have them all? No, GXX. 8 points of health the difference, and it will be a 14th on the board for Sprout.
The IGL falls. Flash will come over towards Ramp, at least stops that tempo a little bit, and Zyphon on to backboard of his own.
Now they're going to pick up the pace. Slacks missed shots, missed opportunity. Scenari's going to slip in towards short, has the M4 there. The mental to just hold the angle, spray through the smoke and finds the kill. Unfortunately, it means nothing because Rigon gets his edge in as well. Now just tapping away and I guess trying to be a bit of a nuisance on this headshot angle here, Stare, to hinder that bomb plant. More importantly, gets a kill and gets out. Now Lornex, his flank, becomes a lot more valuable and a lot harder to read here for B&E.
At the very least, one will go down. That's the positive sign for B&E. But of course, numbers are looking great. They're going to find Synopsy and Longs. Great timing in behind. See Sprout up to 15, ladies and gentlemen.
1 round away from losing out and forced player decider. Zyphon opening kill, bomb plant, or bomb dropped as well, excuse me. Lornex going to make it a second. Dancing back and forth between the angles. And it's all on Rigon. 1 versus 4, finds the first. But I think 1 and done will be the name of the game, as it is indeed the final kill going Lornex's way. Bad News Eagles only good for 9 here on Vertigo. And more integrally, that means a decider will be coming up next. Kit smoke on Scenari. 4 players with Kevlar though, and already Rigon trying to lay down some hate from the squeaky door. Gets dinked. Cool Stare finds the kill. Brilliant stuff. Lornex, Stare, both with kills as well. That's 3 for 1 on the pistol round here. Bad News Eagles down to Scenario and Synopsy. The 2 S's left to perform some heroics, and Lornex gonna zone in, and well, there you have it. A second for him as well. Scenario last man left. Pistol is theirs.
They're trying to set a bit of a tempo over towards the A site. A lot of util being burned, and it's already an opener for Longs.
Oh, and a second as well. The flashes are so good. Burning in the molly a little bit.
Does need to be slightly cautious. I think for them, keeping these pistols in play is a bit of a priority. I think that's probably the best thing for them to kind of look forward to here. Try and keep at least a pistol in play. They are being hunted though. Scenari going to make himself up for a second, which is a very big positive. A gun can be collected too, but he is being hunted.
Round 2. Sprout making a second. Thought it would, I'll give you that. Zyphon's going to upgrade to the AK.
Ready. Bit of a gap. I mean, there's some sound cues to work with here, but Rigon gives away his ruse. We'll be able to use that to allow 1. Flatro for 1. GXX for another 2. Brilliant hold from them and in towards ult vent. Refresh. Not long live.
Pushing off as well. Refresh went for the swing. second guessed himself when that volley came out. But the player's still diving down towards the lower side. Sceneri, flashbang chucked up high. It's going to blind Rigon, and that actually gets him killed. Sceneri, though, still kicking, finds himself a second, and it's a Slacks 1v4, now 1v3.
Even getting the bomb down here is going to be so difficult. Slacks holding 1-2. Hang on a second. He's made it a 1 versus 1. It's GXX with an AWP to deny, but Slacks is on for a quad clutch here.
Berry's coming from. Nerves of steel for both parties. For Slacks, this would be an insane 1v4. Takes the fight. GXX keeps his cool and just about hold on there, Bad News Eagles. A lot of damage done financially.
Extremely close. Now, I mean, credit to GXX. He mentioned Nerves of Steel. He had other ideas, but credit to Slacks too. To even put them in that position. It was a 1 versus 4. To get a bomb down, we were saying, that's a huge odds. He gets a bomb down, plus a couple of kills to add to it as well. I mean, ginormous from him to step it up into that 1 versus 1. But
first class, this way, straight down the vent he falls. GXX finds one. M4 galore for Sceneri. Lineup is good. Round is even greater. It's an equalizer. Bad News Eagles find a third. Sceneri doing God's work with the O1S, and Synopsy will find the last. So by means of elimination.
So Sceneri going to park up over towards the right-hand side. He might be able to find something. 1-2, lining him up as he's mowing him down into the meat grinder of Sceneri. And towards outside, the last is spotted and stare. Not long lived for this world. A comfortable eco cleaned up by B&E.
Hope they don't go there. Instead, the wallbang is attempted. Double molly's chucked in, and the fight is taken. GXX opening kill. Zyphon, he'll trade. They know one player's out on the top side, but it's just not communicated. Sceneri,
wow.
Another 3K, another god round from Sceneri, and the big man turns up once more. It's 5 for B&E, and it's another masterclass from Sceneri. Outside pressure is brilliant. Flashbang's chained up quite nicely with the peak. He's able to swing out. It's a freebie. One Flatro with a second through the smoke. Slacks is eliminated. Synopsy aggressive towards Squeaky Door. I mean, if you didn't see like the colors on the left hand and the right hand side, you would expect him to be a terrorist, being Squeaky in that angle with such time left on the clock. Doesn't matter anyway. One Flatro with another. GXX picking up his second with the big green. Synopsy, he's going to hit all the steps going up. They've planted 4. Main Refresh is able to take down Synopsy, though. I thought that was going to be the wow factor of the round. If Synopsy was able to slide up the vent and kill him in time. Bomb drops, no chance at winning the round. Instead, it's a retake required from BNE. First kill goes their way. Second as well, as Rigon finds Slacks alongside him. Now it's just down to Sceneri, though. Nice first shot. Ooh. Knows that Stairs on site and knows that Refresh is lobby. And as he starts to swing out, takes the fight. It's a second kill for Sceneri. Not quite the third, though. Stair keeps his call for a triple kill for himself. Knowledge that this is an A play. Stairs towards outside. Refresh is getting ready, and they are going to be wandering into the stack here. This could get devastating. Bad News Eagles, I think they've chalked this one up, and they know exactly what's going on. One Flatro. He's going to get volleyed out, though. 20 seconds left. Finds the kill. No way, a second one Flatro. That's brilliant. He's the man that we needed to step up, and he does so with excellence. A second kill, make it all 3 for Synopsy. And the remaining 3 walk into the jaws of the second M4.
How that lack of outside control is going to affect them. And it doesn't. Really well played. Towards the A site, Synopsy tested. Passing the first one. Might be traded out, but he's still alive.
Oh, Stair will get him. But look, everyone else drops like flies. It's Slacks against 4. And an 11th seems looming. Bad News Eagles in the decider where it matters most. Seem very comfy on the CT side. And Mental not rocked whatsoever. All of the sirens and all of the fingers pointing towards this B play. Slacks, it doesn't even need help. Lornex is just there. Now he's able to enable himself to find another. Stair and Slacks with all the kills between them on this B hold. Importantly, one Flatro. What a position this is. Refresh goes aggressive and does find the kill. So 4v4, but they're just trying to buy time for the flank. And Refresh having none of it, goes aggressive, finds 2, and the bomb dropped in lobby as well. Slacks is now aware of the flank. And what looked like a pretty promising start for B&E, starting to turn a bit pear-shaped here in the 3v3.
It is. I mean, this is really not looking great. 30 seconds to work with. Bomb is down, though. Flank will come through. Rigon surely finds Refresh here in towards Hot. Will do. Refresh will fall. Slowly coming. Doesn't expect him towards backside.
No. A massive blunder. Lornex with 1. Sceneri, half HP. Taps the bomb. Doesn't stick it. Second smoke chucked in. Flashbang goes out. Lornex turns. And Sceneri will catch him in transition. 12 to the name of Bad News Eagles. And Sprout starting to get desperate. Money is low. Chances are minimal.
again, so close. I mean, the ideas are really starting to kind of open up for Sprout on the CT side to kind of chip away. Be cautious of Secret. Doesn't want to overextend there. It's looking like it's going to be a standard A pop coming through momentarily.
Oh, brilliant shot from Synopsy. Mac 10 finding the first wall bang. It's the second. And the pressure is in, and the Mac 10s are out. Rigon's AK finding Stare. Lornix last man left here. Eagle going to take some serious damage on the transition out from Heaven. And one flat throw will finish the job.
Blank, they're always double guessing themselves, and that's credit to the B&E playing these mind games. Really well played from them. Sprout, back to nothing, back to a low buy. Double straight down from one flat throw. Can he make it 3? Yes, he can. He's making it expensive. On for the ace, and of course he is. One flat throw. Don't test him towards outside, because he's kind of what I wanted to see from them. When things aren't going well for them, just step up the tempo. Try and find a little bit more of an aggressive demeanor. Zyphin, top hot, somehow walking away with damage. Not the kill, though. Refresh only good for 1.
How on earth are Bad News Eagles getting away with this round? And one flat throw. Yeah, absolutely, mate. You'd be going hunting here if you were Bad News Eagles. Flash is chucked in. Slacks is just going to be forced further and further off the angle. Nice shot from Synopsy. No AWP. No money for M4s. Oh, that was... You know what? Rigon doing that gave me massive flashbacks to
Yesterday.
G2 Na'Vi.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, where he, like, checks, kills Electronic. Or Electronic kills one. Yeah. Slacks and Stare both with kills. I'll stop dreaming about the past and talk about the present. It's GXX that finds a lot of damage. What? Lornix gets turned on. Synopsy, 100 HP. GXX has 4, which is the total of what Sprout have left in the locker. 2 versus 2. And that allows him to find a chance. Noise being made. Doors shut. Slacks swung open. Finds the first. Next man to the block is Refresh. 3 HP, and it's not going to be enough. 16-6. B&E take the second and the only needed, really, to get themselves across the line.